Hey guys, day 4 of building the e-learning solution using generative AI, and the tech which is used is Vue and Laravel for building the solution. We have a landing page pretty much in place. We are going to focus on making it responsive today, which is not yet there. That's what the focus is going to be. So let's get started. So I'm just going to start from where we had left it last time, which is again to prompt and see what ChatGPT generates when we ask for, let's say, mobile responsiveness, right? So I'm just going to ask, I want to make the web app responsive on different device resolutions, including mobile screens. So I'm just going to ask generate the CSS required for each of the screens, for each of the components maybe, which is already created. And then one more thing which I'm asking is make sure to align everything centrally. Also take care of navigation bar menus in a mobile screen. So I'm asking everything together. Let's see what response we get. So ideally it should create those CSS it's already generating. Yeah, so it generates the media queries which are required to have these in different device resolutions. I don't know whether it's giving me for mobile resolution. Let's see what it generates and then validate whether we are getting the right ones or not. Because I already asked that I need the resolutions to be fitting in even in mobile resolution. So it says media queries, use media queries to apply different style based on screen size. Breakpoint as 768 is a common choice for switching between mobile and desktop layouts, but you may adjust it based on your specific design. So we might have to again ask if whatever we require is not created. So it has created some design, I mean the CSS changes, but I want to make sure that it is created for all these CSS. So I think it has not created all of it. I want all the responsive media query added for all the CSS which is used in my project. I have already provided the context of my project, just trying to see whether it is identifying generation error. Hopefully it does not ask me to log in again. Okay, it's generating. Let's see, because it just gave me a response which is very generic right now. So now, because I have given more context, let's hope that it gives me more of what we need. Otherwise I'll have to point it to each and every CSS which is already created. I think it is giving me general layout instructions. Okay, this is specific for buttons. I might have to tell it the specific files which is already created. I think we already have buttons.css, footer.css, hero section.css, navbar.css styles. Those are the ones. Maybe let me also point it to each one. I am using the following CSS files. Maybe I can just do it as a comma separated. Buttons.css, footer.css. Then here we have the hero section.css, navbar and navbar.css. So more context, so that it should have done it already, but I don't know why. Okay, let's see what it says. To ensure a responsive design across different device resolution for your web, I'll provide guidelines. Okay, I think this is, again, it's still giving me guidelines. I need to ask it to completely generate the responsive code which I need. But again, is that enough? Let's see. Maybe whatever it is generating, we can start using it and see whether it is aligning with what we need. It is reducing some of the, maybe the padding, or it's adding more padding. It's reducing the size of the font. Where it was larger in a larger device, the font size would have been okay, but in a smaller device, yeah, it does not make sense. So maybe those are the adjustments it is asking us to do. So let's see what changes happen. Before that, let me show you how does it look right now. So this is the completely the full screen resolution, where it is fine. But as soon as I make it, let's say for mobile resolution, it is still using the layout of web itself, which is like all of these devices, iPhone 12, anything you choose, it still shows as the full resolution. I mean the full layout which is used in web. This is not what we need. So again, this is what we are trying to see whether, so we will keep it in the device resolution to this, so that we can see the changes applying. So first thing is for button, let's add this part to the button CSS. I don't think there was anything related to media query already generated, so I'm just going to include that. Okay, format document. So for button, I don't know whether you already see some changes. We have not, because it again, what is the change which is there, which is it has proposed to have BTN, some padding added, font size reduced. So BTN is like this, padding was this, font size was not there, so it is more or less making it to 1 EM if it was not there. Adjust font size if necessary. So if I look at it, I can't really see much of a change. So maybe for button, let's keep whatever is already there. Let's go back to footer. So let's see what all things are there. I think footer should have already been having a media created. So let's see, we go to the footer. There was one, yeah, we had a max width, which is what this is, max width 768, which was having footer column 0 100, margin bottom 30, and then newsletter column. Maybe we'll just use this one. Let's see, there was one newsletter column order -1. Newsletter goes to the top on mobile. So was it happening? Let's see. Newsletter was still there. I don't know why. What it intended did not apply, or maybe I'm not in that specific resolution, because of which did not reflect. It's a specific resolution. We might have to even ask it to be, we'll have to check whether it's portrait mode in a tablet and everything is the same or not. Row column logo. It's a footer ones. Did that change anything? I think the font size got reduced. No, I don't see a difference. width is 100, but I think whatever I asked did not happen, which is, I think some things are not there, which is information. If let's say you expand it, I think there are more things which are there, which is like information, helpful link, let's go DC. I think this jumped down. That is the change which we see just here right now. That is not related to what we were trying to do. So maybe I think more things has to be added. It's still not responsive. So I guess whatever we wanted is not achieved yet. Let's do whole of it and then again ask. I think that's the best way. And see, we can always tell that nothing worked and then go from there. Hero section should have one. It already had subtitle, hero title, hero. Okay, I think hero had a direction column, text alignment. There was a padding, smaller padding, so it's just reducing padding a little more, which we can add. Then we had the title, subtitle, fonts just reduce. I don't think everything is considered yet. No, nothing will change. Maybe the font size is just reducing. That's the only thing which has happened. We can even adjust that if let's say if I make it as 1 rem for the title, maybe it just reduced a little bit, but no major change. So I think it's still not responsive. This is not how the responsiveness works. So let's also do for the footer. We did the head hero section, we did navbar. This is where I hope the whole navbar is going to be completely different. I think that it should at least collapse and make the button expandable or something, all of those navigation items, which is not, I don't see that even that code here. So there was nothing on navbar which was there as a media query for mobile resolution. So this is something we are adding right now. Maybe we can ask now, starting with this general notes text, that it's only considering some text. So I'm just going to ask whether this will make it responsive on a mobile. Will this CSS make the navbar responsive on a mobile device? Let's ask. I think it is now completely looking at the overall CSS we provided will make the navbar responsive on a mobile device. The media query targeting smaller screen widths up to 768 will adjust layout of your navbar to suit the smaller screens. Flex direction column. So what has happened? Let's see. Nothing has happened. It's just the same. Or is it even running? I need to check whether server is running or not. How do I even check that? So maybe we can restart and check both of it. npm run dev, that's running the local, that's running or at least compiling the JavaScript. Now let's run the Laravel, which is now running. Unable to connect. Let's try once more. No, I think it's just reduced maybe the font size. So now we'll have to ask more. I would want then ask it to maybe, I will ask it to center align the logo, then maybe move the menu items to a hamburger or something, and then the sign in and register can come one, I don't know, maybe it can come one under the other. So let me ask in the navbar, I want the logo to come in the center, the menu to be the menu items to be, or maybe the navbar items, the navbar items to be collapsed into a hamburger. I think that's what it is called. Icon and login and sign up button to move under the logo, center aligned. So let's do it. It's asking me to add some more JavaScript, which is fine. Give me more. Let me see. So it's saying button class hamburger toggle. So there are still more changes which will happen. Logo is made centered right now, which is class navbar brand. I think that's the style sheet will change accordingly. Some things have changed, which is fine, because I'm hoping that there is a binding happening which is collapsing and expanding, which is good. So at least we have more information of what needs to be done. So I'm going to maybe directly use this because I just want to replace the whole thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the navigation bar. I think this is how it was. I hope it has not changed anything. Navbar sign in register, more navbar items. So it just removed some of the stuff. So the only way to then copy paste hamburger menu item, which should only appear when, I think this should be clear that it should only appear when you are in a, let's see whether that works or not. And then there are still more updates in the CSS. So these are the CSS changes for this one. The hamburger should not appear when not in a mobile resolution. So hopefully it understands. Let's test that. If it does not work, then we can ask it. So changes, let's pick up one by one. So within the container, we move the hamburger class hamburger. I think that will be added from the CSS. So this is my navbar. There is a button toggle. Okay, so this is coming just before our logo. It's good. So that's our first change. First change of the hamburger. I don't think that will, yeah, it is there, which is fine. I think it will only appear in this format, or maybe it's still there. So hopefully it will go once we do the toggle and everything. And then the logo stays navbar brand. I think that's the same navbar brand. It does not change, which is good. Navbar menus, but there is a binding class which is collapsing and expanding. I think this is what we need to add additionally, which is, I think, the binding class, which is toggling between active, menu active, which is maybe, yeah, this is the binding which is happening. Menu active, true and false. It will return, and that toggling is happening here. Method, there is a toggle menu. I think that will be bound with this one. Yeah. So on click, the toggle is happening. So that's pretty much well handled. So there is a binding happening, and this is how I understood that. This is how you bind data. In this case, it is only the class. So class is dynamically bound using this. So vbind is what we use to bind anything, I guess. And even if, let's say, you want to bind data, I think we need to use vbind in VueJS. So at least some learning for me. Menu, okay, where does it happen? It happens in navbar sign. Okay. Navbar sign, which is toggle is happening. Menu, okay, this is where it is. First part is menu navigation. Okay. go back to the code menu, binding. It will anyway give us an error because it will not identify any of this currently. And even here it's the same. I think binding class active when menu is active. So this is expanding, and I think we're pretty good. I think without even me asking, it has moved everything within the collapse expand. So even the sign in and register is going to move within the hamburger menu, which is fine because I then can use the other sections, the at least the what do you call as the real estate, which is available on a smaller resolution, will be handled well. So it will also need the script part, which is where the toggle is happening. So toggle expand and collapse is going to give us all the menu items. I think there was already a script which was giving the name navigation bar. So I think I just need to use these within the same. Hopefully this is the starting and ending. I think I just need to use these two. Navigation bar, data. Hopefully it does not give me an error. I think I need to enable some kind of IntelliSense comma separator. I think this is fine. Name, data, methods should be fine. So toggle function is there. This is the variable state which is going to change, toggle, which is going to make expand and collapse. I think this should already be working right now. Oh no, these are still available, but toggle, I don't know why it's not working yet. Maybe we'll have to, whole of my screen is stuck. So there are some errors for sure. Console, no. I don't think the toggle has worked that well yet. Yeah, I think it was working for a device, different device resolution. I don't know. Yeah, it's not worked yet. Maybe no, this is not how it should be. Responsive. Maybe I'll choose iPhone version 375 by 812. So at least it should have worked because okay, we are not done the changes in the CSS, which is also needed. So let's go back and do those. Update the CSS. Navbar, I think we need to change a lot of stuff. Hamburger, displays none. I think we'll have to add these. I'll have to also see whether it's duplicated existing styles and it's additionally adding these, but navbar was already there. So what is this file, by the way? This is navbar. Just gonna copy it here and then intelligently change. Navbar brand is already there. Position left. It was a font. So additionally we are adding text decoration. Was there? Transform is there. Top. Hope it does not break. Navbar brand. I'm just gonna delete this part. Hamburger is new, so that's okay. Navbar menu, Navbar sign were already there, I guess. Navbar menu, Navbar sign, two of these were already there. So maybe I'll move it closer, or we can just copy this. Display flags, display direction, justify content. Navbar menu, it was already there. Flex was fine. Display direction is row, and the same thing has to be done for even Navbar sign. So flex direction. Did I remove? Yeah, it's fine. Display flow. So we just remove those. That is also taken care. So hamburger is also there. And then we also need to add the these ones, which are additional right now. I'm just gonna copy and replace everything which is there in Naba container, Naba menu, Naba sign, which were already there, but I think replace the whole thing. I don't see there are, we just need to change, maybe replace the whole thing. Okay, I don't know what has changed. Everything moved to the left, which is not a good sign. I don't know whether this is the right screen size. Maybe one way of checking this too is to, yeah, I think this was another way of doing it, which is looking okay. I think this is what we wanted, but this is not changing the logos. Logo is not collapsing. Logo is of the same size, which is also not great. I don't know how it's going to look like, but this collapse and expand to an extent works, but it's not as clean as how we want it. But this is working. I think still I don't feel, maybe I'll have to ask, let all of these menu items come one under the other. Also, it's not looking so clean. It's expanded. Hamburger is not looking so great. Okay, at least this part we will take care, but if I look at it, what all things have aligned well, I think the images are not aligned. It still has a scroll, and that has to be fixed. So hero section is a mess, so let's ask and try to fix that too. First thing, let's fix this one. Update the header section. Import is already there. Hero section import is already there. Update the hero section. Oh, it's given me more, I guess. Is it, or is it like, okay, let's go back. Additional notes. No, it's not given me much. So binding, it is telling me that the binding is happening, but it's not very clean. Hamburger is there, but then that's not how I wanted it. So maybe, yeah, let's ask the hamburger expand collapse does not look clean. It should ideally open the menu below the logo, but currently the logo and hamburger are one on top of the other. Also, all the menu item, I think also the sign in and login and sign up are not coming under the other menu items. Let's ask. I think this is going to be a little struggle, I feel, because maybe the way of my asking did not work well, my prompting did not work well, or it has not given me a right solution yet. So we need to change the HTML structure to group the navigation link and the sign in register buttons together so that they can show or hidden collectively. Okay. Update the CSS. What is the change? Just hamburger display, collapse display. I think I don't know what changes it is proposing. Let's go back and check. Hamburger on click, we already had this, and then I think it's the same code. If we go back, navigation bar, hamburger, that's the same code. Toggle menu, this is the hamburger, button, and then it's about more items under this. But I guess there is a collapse, navigation bar collapse, which is there, which we need to add. I think it's updating some of the stuff. Okay, so I think what has to happen is sign in and register is here. Should it move under this so that it also works? Let's see. I guess more navbar items. Let's maybe just see this. I'm going to add this. There's a binding which was already there, but then you have the navbar menu coming. Everything is collapsible menu is coming here. Okay, that is interesting. So all of this is under a collapsible menu right now, and that is where a small changes happened. So maybe if I move this in our code, this is our it should be after the menu, yeah, which is correct. So this is where the collapsible menu is coming, and it's the closing one, and this one is not required. And this was what was conflicting with the earlier one. I guess both of it is gone right now, both of these places, and I guess hopefully, I don't know whether this will work or not. Everything has to come under the same. Cut this. Then we also need to make the CSS changes. Navbar menu, navbar sign in, which is navbar menu, navbar signing. These looks good. Are there anything more which I missed? Container, navbar brand. It's fine. These are fine, I guess. Let's go back to the CSS changes now, which is updating. Navbar brand is this. Navbar brand, I think that we already have it, and I don't think we need to change anything there. Navbar brand. Position absolute. Okay, there is absolute positioning. Left is 50, transform, and 0.5, transform 0.5, which is fine. So those changes are fine. Hamburger display none, which I think we had display none. Navbar collapse, this is new, so this we need to add. Navbar collapse somewhere here. And within this, hamburger is already there. Navbar collapse, display none. So we go to the media query. I don't think we need this unnecessary stuff. Navbar collapse, display none. Then comes the active, which is flex. More stuff. Navbar menu 100% text align center. Yeah, that is a new change. Navbar menu, navbar sign in, align text align is not there. So I don't know whether navbar menu, navbar sign in 100 width 100 text align center. I think we get rid of these then. And then navbar item sign in register. Navbar item sign in register, padding 100, text align is center, which is fine. With this 100%, I don't know, we made changes. Let's see whether those are now reflected in oh, this completely messed it up. I don't know what happened now, but let's see here. It collapsed. No, I think it's a total mess right now. I think we need to ask whether the whole CSS is right or not. We'll have to ask both. the changes are messed up. It has messed up everything. So there is no other option but to ask whole of the code and see whether it understands. This is my navbar component. Let's look at how well it can troubleshoot. Wait for me to share the CSS as well before you can recommend solution. I'm just asking it to wait because I don't want to add two queries at the same time. So I'm just asking, understood, I'll wait for the with your navbar. Once you provide, I can offer a more tailored solution to ensure navbar is responsive and functional and intended. Okay, so I'm going back. This is my navbar CSS. The navbar is not working as intended. I want you to troubleshoot the issue and generate the right code. Let's see whether now with the complete context it can give me the right solution. I was hoping it's going to be a shorter video, but so it's not. It's just stretching too much. Based on your provided navbar view component in the corresponding CSS, it appears the layout and responsive view should function as intended with a few adjustments. Here are the key areas to troubleshoot and refine. Hamburger icon display and positioning. Hamburger icon needs to be visible and correctly positioned on smaller screens. Currently, it's set to display on screens smaller than 768, but its open position might interfere with other elements like the logo. Obviously, that's what was happening. Absolute positioning of the navbar. The navbar brand is absolutely positioned, which can lead to overlapping issues with other elements, especially when the screen size changes. I think that is also happening. Collapsible menu visibility. The navbar collapse class, which wraps your menu and sign-in register buttons, is controlled by the menu active data property. Ensure this toggles correctly and doesn't overlap with the logo. Okay, revise code. Hamburger icon and navbar brand positioning. I don't know what all change happened. It's just giving me left top for hamburger. Now it is more code for hamburger. I think the only option is to go back and fix one by one. Hamburger. Let's do that. Display none, absolute positioning, left 15, top 10, Z index, navbar brand. Again, where is my navbar brand? Here. What are the changes? It says position absolute, left 50%, transform, top 10%, adjust to ensure it's vertically centered. Okay, and the hamburger is display block. I think that's what we already had. Navbar hamburger block, yeah, that's we had. Other styles remain the same. Ensure menu and button visibility and alignment. So where is this now? Navbar collapse active, navbar item sign in register. 3 things. I don't know this. There are changes. I'm hoping that this will fix it. Navbar collapse. Navbar collapse active is a flex, which is there already, and the other one is padding 10, 15 texture line center. I think that was also there. Navbar item sign in register, padding 10 pixel, 15 pixel. I think there's a small change. Padding 10, can add that too. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this will fix it, but I'm not sure because I'm not convinced these are the changes. Yeah, I don't know why it has broken the whole layout. Maybe bring it back to, yeah, it has broken the whole layout. So let's go to the responsiveness and see whether that got fixed. I think that to an extent got fixed, but we'll have to expand and collapse to see. Okay, this is way better, but I don't know whether this will work well. Okay, it still is not right. There is a scroll. Is that because maybe it could be also because I'm just changing the text font size. Okay, this is how it will look maybe, but this is not right. Okay, this is the expanded version. This looks fine, but then the expanded version is a mess. Because the icons, the about tutorial blogs, contact, sign in, register, all has to come one under the other. It's not happening, so I need to ask that. But at least responsiveness to an extent is correct, but the problem is that maybe I don't know why even this is not working. Okay, so going back, I'm gonna say menu items are not coming one under the other. It's kept within 2 rows right now. I want the about, what were the items there? Can't even see this. About, I guess it was tutorials. About tutorials, blogs, contact. I want about tutorials, blogs, contact. Then we have sign up, login, all coming one under the other inside the hamburger menu. Okay, I don't know why it's crawling so much. To have the menu items including about, tutorials, blog, and register appear one under the other within the hamburger menu, when it's expanded, you need to adjust the CSS for the nav menu and sign in within the media query for smaller screens. More changes, and I think even layout will change. Update. Is it only the CSS change? Ensure that let's see, to have the menu items appear one under the other within the hamburger menu, when it's expanded, you need to adjust the CSS for the navbar menu and navbar sign within the media query. So more changes proposed. So what are the changes? I think the best way is to just copy the whole damn thing and view components template. No changes are needed in the view component template as the layout adjustments are handled entirely through CSS. Good. Flex direction is column. That's a major change. I think flex direction is column. But to be on the safer side, just going to go ahead and then change the whole layout. I think I'm just going to blindly change everything and then go back to responsiveness. Okay, I think this is good, but the only thing is I think it should not. Okay, this is fine, this is fine, and then expand. This is fine, this is good. So at least we managed to do the first part well, which is move everything in this way, which at least I'm okay with. Everything is center aligned. Collapse expand is working. Maybe we can even change this icon to be a little better than this. We can ask to be a different icon altogether. But the problem remains in a wider resolution. It's messed up because I think because of the earlier changes. So this is what we need to ask right now, that The responsiveness is fine now. I don't know why it's scrolling. That's because we are collapsing and expanding. The responsiveness is fine in mobile, but I see the menu structure is broken in a web larger resolution. Please generate the fixed code. Okay, let's see. To maintain the correct menu structure for larger resolution while ensuring responsiveness on smaller screens, we need to adjust the CSS so that it only affects the layout of the specific breakpoints using media query. The goal is to ensure, okay, these styles will apply when the screen width is greater than 768. I think that's what we would have had. Maybe we'll have to copy paste the whole thing again. Hopefully it does not give me additionally to, but I think it's generating. Hopefully it does not change. This is media query for smaller screens. We already have it. So it's giving 2 right now. Hopefully it's a whole code. We just need to completely copy paste everything as a final step maybe. But the only good part is there are no changes on the component, but it's more of the CSS changes, which is what makes the responsiveness work, because we already have the toggle and everything integrated. If you haven't added the toggle method state in the view component, make sure to include. It's already there, so it's fine. So I'm going to copy paste this one for the menu. This was the tricky part. After this, I think it's not so much difficult for the other sections. So I'm hoping none of the styles are 76 lines. And this one is now, how many lines? 60. Something is gone. Maybe it's just structured better or something. Okay, it's all messed. I still see, so we'll have to tell it. Okay, I'm hoping, and even other ones are fine, so I don't want to validate that again. This is fine. It is expanding and collapsing the right way, but only thing is, I think it is pushing. There's still some mess. I think it's still pushing. It's not centered, so maybe as a last step, we'll have to add this one too. Let's see. But it's a mess. It's a mess, honestly. Okay, moved. This is fine. I think there is still a problem here. I hope this will get fixed with this section fixed. I think this is because there is an image which is not controlled well. But the problem here is the logo is not aligned center, which is what is causing it. So I think still we have issues. So first issue is that the menu is totally messed up. The logo is in the right place, which is fine. The logo is in the right place, but the menu items have moved to the right. In the sense, we need to tell what all, like about menu items, about tutorials, then blog, contact, move to the right instead of staying in center. Instead of staying in center, also the right menu sign login, come on, login and sign up are having too much padding between them, too much margin or padding between them. Fix this in higher resolutions, resolutions maybe of web of desktop and tablet. Okay, let's see. I think I'll have to come back for one more day sitting on the responsiveness, because I could only see that only one of them is fixed. Hopefully, I think this is only fixed. I think we'll have to come back again for one more session for the remaining screens before we fix it, because I think I've already consumed more than 1 hour on just this. Navbar menu, adjust the Navbar menu, center, I don't know, again, too much changes every time is only causing more worry. Navbar menu, let's go back. This was the one. I think we need to separate both. What about Navbar signing? Both Flew Grow, there's a difference. Navbar menu is that, and Navbar sign is this. And then we have the sign in register, which is this. I don't know what it is, only sign in, and there was no register also. That this whole style is gone. The whole register style disappeared. That's one of the issues. It's there here, but is that the only? Will this fix? Sign in register. We had a big sign in here. Sign in has too many things. Plus it's saying this too. Register sign in has this margin right 0.5. I think that was okay, but the problem is register's whole code is gone. That's one reason that it's not working. So if we go back, nothing is fixed. I think the earlier code is, if I have to check what's wrong, it's still within a navbar collapse. That's one reason. So I don't know, is that the reason? Because it's navbar collapse in a general screen. What is there? Navbar collapse. There's nothing for navbar collapse when it's a normal scenario. No, it did not fix. Ensure the hamburger menu is hidden or larger screens. Display none, which is fine. Ensure responsiveness. Final step, test these adjustments as various screens. I don't think anything. Only the response. Even this is broken right now. So I guess we will have to still ask the whole of the working code is broken with the responsive changes. It's not working in any of the resolutions. Please troubleshoot and provide solutions. So this is a messy situation. Okay, saying without seeing it. So I think the real seeing is actually looking at the HTML and CSS. That's how it can interpret. But some of the things it just ignored, which is like sign up and register is here. Okay, at least it is trying to generate everything again back. Hopefully, I'm hopeful this time, because at least. But where is Nava collapse? That's hidden. Where is Nava collapse? That's my only query, because I think Nava collapse is here active, or did I miss something on Nava collapse? Maybe you'll have to also ask what is the code needed for Nava collapse. Is there anything that I need to do in the component or not? Is something we need to still check. So I'm just going to blindly copy paste everything again. Hamburger. Hopefully there is a hamburger somewhere. I don't see it. That's the reason now this is appearing. I'm hoping this was the revised, which it meant. But where is hamburger? Hamburger is appearing. What happened to the other things? It is still broken. I think I'll have to point it to hamburger is appearing in wider resolutions. Also, the menus are still on the right side. I don't see a code to handle the what is it called, the navbar collapse in a desktop resolution in CSS. Copied. Still not hopeful. I think it's a whole rewrite again and regenerate everything. Maybe instead of going all guns blazing, it's better to start slow. I guess that was the mistake, at least. I don't know, I just included this. It's still hamburger is gone, but this menu is still floating on the left or middle. I don't know whether it will even fix with the and this one is the media query one. At at least let's hope that the media query gets fixed. Okay, the number of lines are reducing, which is worrisome because I think one by one it is getting rid of the working code. Okay, at least this is working badly. This is working fine. This is working fine. I think there are missing pieces on. I think we'll have to ask it to generate the complete code of the component also. Yeah, the responsive mobile version works fine now, but the desktop version still has issues. Let's point out the issues, which is easier, I guess. One is the one by one, the logo is not aligned to the left anymore. Second, about, I think this should be the reason about tutorial. Let's see, maybe let's ask one by one. This could be one. It's not left aligned, and because of which maybe this is also moving. If I look, can do an inspect, what do I see? The brand center aligned. Oh no, what is it? What is the reason? Navar hamburger is here. This is actually the logo. I think this is center aligned to this, which is one problem. It should not be center aligned in a regular text align center. It should be left or something. Yeah, that's one reason. Text align is centered. That's one reason. Let's see. Yeah, alignment items. There is no text align here, so I don't know why it's not identifying text align. I don't think it still needs to generate this part. The problem is I don't see text align. I don't really want to tell it this is one problem because I want it to fix it. Navbar padding, which is, I think this should be the same. Navbar color, box shadow, okay, padding 0.5. What is the change? Display flex, container, let's say justify content space between. Max width 1200, align item center, that was not there. If I put that back, no, max width 1200, max. This is one way of fixing it. 0 auto, it's already there. So I think it's the text align. So I just need to, I think there is no other way, so it's not fixed. Text align on logo in. So that, I think that's coming from navbar menu, and here what is it? Navbar menu. How can even it? How come it's picking up text align? It did not fix. That's a problem. It did not fix. Let's include navbar brand. Also push everything else to the right. No, it should not. That is another problem. Navbar brand image. What is a navbar brand image? That's the logo. Prevent the logo from growing. What is there already? Navbar brand text align center. Okay, maybe this will fix it. Let's see. Yeah, good. And navbar brand image. max 35. So that's fixed. I think this part is fixed. It understood the good part. Now let's ask for the other things. I don't know what this is. If I look at and inspect, it is pretty much moved to the right. I don't know what is causing it. It could be the collapse, navbar collapse. This is navbar brand. It is asking everything to be pushed auto to the right. Okay, at least this is fixed now. The menu has, the logo has gone back to the left. Hopefully it is not broken. Yeah, it's broken. So this piece of code is breaking the other one. And that should, okay, maybe I did not copy the other part. That could be one reason. So go back and copy this one for, could be that. Let's check. Navbar menu. It's only the Navbar brand. Navbar brand. Flew margin right 0. I don't know what happens there. Okay, so we have some bit of success. Let's also look at this. So resolution is fixed, and this has to now be fixed. I am hoping sign in register is to an extent fine for me, but this is the problem right now. The menu is moving to the right. I don't know what is causing it. Is it left? No, I think it is justify content, align center. Is it because of that? Is it center? No, I think it's a different issue altogether. It's just that it is being pushed to the right. Center part is completely Navbar brand. This is Navbar brand, and it is flex item. I don't know why it's pushing it. It should. Let's ask. The logo issue is fixed both on mobile as well as desktop. Resolutions. There is one more problem, which is the menu items in the center are pushed to the right still. This needs to be fixed and brought to the center in desktop resolution. Okay, I think day 4 is stretching. It might lead to a day 5 too, I guess. I'll have to come back again in a day or two. But at least let's solve this before we move to that. Okay, what is it now saying? So container, Navbar brand, margin right auto, because it fixed it the last thing, hopefully. But let's see what it says. First thing is it says the center to the menu items at desktop resolution while keeping the logo aligned to the left and sign in register button to the right. You can adjust the CSS for the Navbar menu. The goal is to balance the space in either of these menus. Brilliant, it is understood, but then I am hoping it's also happens. So desktop version, to ensure that the menu items remain centered you can use the CSS flex property effectively. Here is how you can adjust the CSS. Display flex, the container, justify content space between, which is fine. Align items to the center of each one. Okay, let's see. Margin 0, auto, padding 100. Navbar brand. So if we go back to our thing, it's also good to review what and how everything is placed. Navbar brand is where the logo is standing, and that is here. Margin right, auto, aligns logo to the left. Okay, good. Navbar menu, center, and Navbar sign. So these three are the changes proposed. Let's see if those are fine. So if we go back to our Navbar, onto the regular resolutions, the desktop ones, Navbar, first thing is Navbar. Container, we have a container which is flex, display space between, which is fine. Align item center, max width is 1200, margin 0, padding 0.15, width is 100%, which is pretty fine. Navbar brand, Navbar brand, there is a change. Align margin items auto. Hopefully this does not break, because I think we just fixed this. So we'll have to first go back and check if nothing has broken. Maybe we'll have to also look at the other resolution. Here it's also not broken. We'll have to be very careful. And then if I go back, am I there? Okay, Navbar menu, display, go back, Navbar menu, display flex, justify content center, align item center, flex grow 1. Okay, I'm hoping. No, it did not fix. I think there is still some problem. Navbar sign in, it's only considering sign in. Align items, margin left, auto, Navbar sign in, margin left, auto, display flex, align item center, margin left. Okay. Will this fix? No, I think it's still a mess, and it's still not fixed. So only way, another way is to now show the Navbar, this one, still not fixed. Please check the component for issues. Completely relying and delegating everything to ChatGPT to get that sorted, than me putting my head and trying to fix it. So at least I'm trying to see whether it can become a better reviewer in seeing what is already implemented, which is the right one or not. Again, it is generating, given your view component by the navigation bar. It looks like the structure is correct for implementing a responsive design. The issue seems to be with the CSS handling. Let's try a different approach to ensure the menu items are centered on desktop. Okay, again it's changing things. Aim is to balance the space on either side of the navbar menu. The navbar menu brand flex shrink 0 prevents the logo from shrinking. Okay. Again, new approaches every time. CSS for mobile screens. Explanation for desktop: the navbar menu is allowed to grow and take up available space, but we add some left padding to balance the space occupied by the logo, adjusting padding left as needed. A lot of explanation. Hopefully it works. So I'm going back and only changing the things which navbar brand. Again, it did not recommend any change in the layout, which is interesting. So let's see. 0 auto, okay, container, go back to navbar container. I think it's the same, no change. Navbar brand has this flex shrink 0. I'm hopeful of this. Let's see. No change as such. And then navbar menu. This is the center one. Let's hope. Display flex. Navbar menu. Flex scroll 1 padding left 35. Wow, nothing changed. I think it's not still identifying the root cause. Sign in. I don't think this change has any impact because no. So this is terribly going wrong. I think I need to look at what the issue is to an extent. There is a navbar collapse and I don't know why it is not identifying it. Is that one reason? There is a class navbar collapse and that is what wholly is that's pushing everything. There is a navbar brand and then comes a navbar collapse. I don't see. I see. Let's ask. Issue still exists. And when I inspect, I see navbar collapse is shrinking the whole menu to the right. Is that an issue? I think one way of checking it is to move it out of navbar collapse and check. But this is I think it's not giving me a solution. But the one way of checking it is to move it out of this navbar collapse. Navbar collapse is here. And okay, one more thing, maybe I need to format. See where the navbar collapse. Okay, this is where it is. If I let's say just move this outside. Yeah, that's one reason. It's the reason. The navbar collapse is causing an issue. And this is where experience and the domain expertise, or at least knowledge of the tech, also helps when you're working with, at least for the time being, with generative AI, because a lot of times it's not giving me. See, it's already telling me the problem and it's setting up something for navbar collapse. Okay, it's for collapse right now, which is this. It was missing earlier, I guess. This is the same. This is the same. Flex shrink 0. Is that the same code? Yeah, that's the same. But then navbar collapse. Will I? This is the only change. Okay. Is that the? Okay, that is where the whole problem was. Now it is. I think this is good. Maybe if I move into a different resolution, hopefully the older problems will come back. You know, it's good now. So, okay, this is another problem. It's in 2 lines right now. So somewhere it also broke the existing code that now we need to point out. So it could also be that I have to add all of the logic back, or at least the whatever it is generator, I need to include everything, maybe, because it's understood. But max width 768, nothing changed. But navigation menu adjustment for menu navbar sign to make sure they don't push the content. Okay, but menu navbar sign. Okay, I think there is some more code which it has generated. Maybe we'll include this to navbar menu. Navbar menu and navbar sign. Navbar menu has, okay, navbar sign. I'm gonna get rid of both, see what happens. I pushed everything again. I think it's just playing. Nothing's got fixed. I'm just gonna revert that code, but one part which got fixed, let's keep that, and I'm not gonna make this change. This is still fine. Problem happens here. I can't live with this at least. Whole code generation. I think what has worked right now is the collapse part, where I think this is leading to some problem right now. I'm gonna tell it that navbar collapse code inclusion of only that has fixed something to an extent. Navbar collapse inclusion fix the issue on desktop, but the mobile resolution has an issue now because of this change. The menu items which were one below the other is broken now. It is aligned as 2 rows again. Let's ask him. This could be the final resort before it hopefully fixes. At least this is the last step. I was hoping it's already fixed, but then again, new issues. The issue are experiencing the mobile resolution where the mobile items are aligning as 2 rows. Suggests that the flex properties of navbar collapse or its children elements need to adjust in the mobile specific queries. Okay. So what is it suggesting now? So it's some things are not overridden. That could be one problem, that it is already there in the desktop version. It's not affecting the mobile resolution maybe. So hamburger, we'll have to review it carefully. Let's go back, because I'm not completely trusting this anymore. Hamburger has block, absolute, left 15, top 10. This is fine, Z index 10. But in the navbar collapse, okay. Where is navbar collapse, by the way? Collapse. Oh, that code is not there. Could be that. Somewhere it keeps ignoring the previous code. I think this should then fix it. This resolution is fine. This resolution just broken something again. Is it because navbar collapse? Is that code already there? It's not there. Then navbar collapse active flex. Maybe separate out. Oh, what is this, by the way? Navbar menu, navbar sign, Flex direction. This is active, by the way. No, this is regular. Okay, somewhat back to fixing it closer, but I don't know why it is aligned in this weird way. Just plain on flex direction column, line items, center, now collapse active, yeah. Now our sign in, our register, text to line center could be this one. Is it there? I think text line is missing. Width 100, padding, text line center, which we removed I think the last time. Naba brand -1, I think does not have anything more, so I'm not risking adding more. Removing that. Go back. All things okay. Oh, collapse. Weird. At least 3 of them are okay. Even contact is okay. I think the problem is not, it's not really a problem. It's just that the sign in and register are not centered. What is the reason? If you look at it, I think these are smaller. Yeah, this is pushed. I think there is a padding which is causing it. Maybe we can only fix it. If I go back, if I look at specifically for this, left 15, that's fine. And if I go back to sign in register, or okay, this is not the case. Navbar item margin, is that the reason? Navbar menu has a padding. Let's check. Yeah, that was a reason. There was a padding. I don't think I need that padding, so I maybe even either, I mean, let me check if I have the padding, what is really happening. I don't really know. I don't see a difference. Okay, this is the padding, I think left and right, top and bottom. Where do I see the padding? This is the Nava menu. We remove the padding. Okay, it's just pushing everything. Padding to the left, which is pushing everything. I don't think I have a problem with that padding, so maybe I can also get rid of that. I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't know why it added a padding, but I think we are in a place where we can say this is almost fixed. So in a resolution which is mobile, this looks pretty, at least better than last time. There is a scroll which we need to still fix, because that should not idly happen. It's happening because of the image on the right side, which we will fix I think tomorrow. But I'm just done with this right now. I think even there is a padding over here which we need to fix, which is causing because of this bottom thing. It's, I think once we start fixing these side things, when the scroll is removed, I think those will get resolved. But at least this is better than when we started, but it was a real struggle, and at least it could not solve it itself. Maybe my prompting was not really great, or it did not really identify the problem. But at least some bit of experience also helped here, that I could point it to the right place and then tell it, okay, this could be one reason, maybe investigate here, and then it solved it. So I think even in prompt engineering, this is where some things are going to be very important, that you know the domain. When you are asking something, if let's say it knows the context, but it does not, sometimes it does not understand, then we have to really explain what the problem could be, point to the right direction. That's where I think the expertise of the domain is also important. Let's say in this case, I had some bit of experience working with CSS and also on the HTMLs and everything, which at least allowed me to point in the direction where the issue could be. Right? That's how it could also point me back. Okay, maybe make this change and this should work, which was helpful. I think it's a two-way process right now with working with generative AI, and the struggle is still there, like we saw really here. And it also happened even in the first episode where I was to an extent struggling to uh, make some of the things happen. I had to point really to the problem area. Same thing happened even today. I was thinking I'll come over, start the session within half an hour. I'll set up the whole, let's say, the responsive design in no time. But then it ended up like this. It totally was lost in context. So I hope this also added some more value in terms of understanding how to work with generative AI. I'll come back again with the next episode. It's again going to be on generative AI itself, view on the responsive design. Hopefully we do better in the next day. Maybe on day 5 we progress better, because I'm hoping it understands better on the part where the context is understood better. But then if it's not the case, then I'll have to really dig deep and then explain what could be the reason, and then it has to solve, which is not really productive according to me, because let's say an expert would have solved this in no time. I was hoping generative AI does same like how a expert does it. Maybe with time my prompting might improve and then it might lead to better solution, but hopeful that day 5 is going to be more productive, and I'll come back with a coffee and maybe that will help me. So until the next episode, stay subscribed, share this. I'm coming back soon. Bye for now.